When someone says intelligence, what comes to mind? For many, it's a quick mental flash of logic puzzles, impressive test scores, or the ability to solve complex equations. But intelligence isn't just about how quickly your brain calculates or how much you know. It's also about how you navigate the turbulent waters of human emotions. Enter emotional intelligence, EQ, a different kind of smart. Emotional intelligence versus IQ. If IQ measures how well you reason, solve problems, or remember facts, EQ measures how well you understand and manage emotions, both yours and others. Think of IQ as the sharpness of a blade, and EQ as the skill of the hand wielding it. A high IQ might win you a chess game, but high EQ could save a relationship or inspire a team. The 5 pillars of EQ. So, what makes up this elusive concept of emotional intelligence? Picture it as a house supported by 5 sturdy pillars. Number 1, self-awareness. This is the cornerstone. It's about understanding your own emotions, what you're feeling and why. Imagine being able to pause mid-frustration and think, why am I so upset about this email? That's self-awareness at work. Number 2, self-regulation. Once you're aware of your emotions, the next step is managing them. It's the ability to hit the pause button when anger flares, or to stay calm under pressure. Think of it as being the thermostat of your emotions, not the thermometer. Number 3, motivation. High EQ people aren't just emotionally savvy, they're also driven by inner goals. They can channel their feelings, positive or negative, toward achieving something meaningful, rather than letting emotions derail them. Number 4, empathy. Here's where EQ shines in social settings. Empathy is the ability to step into someone else's shoes and truly understand their feelings. It's what transforms a manager into a mentor or a friend into a confidant. Number 5, social skills. This is the glue that holds it all together. It's not just about making small talk, but about fostering relationships, resolving conflicts, and inspiring others. Imagine being the kind of person everyone wants on their team. That's high EQ in action. Why EQ matters? Because life isn't lived in isolation. Whether you're leading a team at work, raising a family, or just trying to keep your friendships alive, emotions are always in the mix. EQ helps you navigate these connections, turning potential friction points into opportunities for understanding and growth. In the professional world, EQ is often the secret sauce behind great leadership. While technical skills get your foot in the door, it's emotional intelligence that determines how far you'll go. And in personal life, it's the difference between constant misunderstandings and genuine, fulfilling connections. Benefits of high EQ. Imagine a world where every interaction you have, whether it's with your boss, your partner, or even a stranger at the grocery store, leaves you feeling understood and in control. That's the power of high emotional intelligence. Let's unpack the tangible benefits of mastering this skill, both in your personal and professional life. Number 1, improved relationships. Think of EQ as the secret ingredient to great communication and connection. When you're emotionally intelligent, you don't just hear people, you understand them. This makes you a better communicator and a stronger relationship builder. Here's how it plays out. Better communication. High EQ helps you express yourself clearly and listen actively. Imagine defusing a heated argument with your partner by calmly saying, "I hear you're upset, and I want to understand why," instead of reacting defensively. That's EQ in action. Stronger connections. People with high EQ build trust. When you show empathy and respond thoughtfully, others feel valued. And that's the bedrock of any meaningful relationship. Conflict resolution. Instead of avoiding conflict or bulldozing through it, high EQ equips you to address disagreements with tact and mutual respect. It's the difference between a conversation ending with, "We're on the same team," versus, "We're done talking." Number 2, enhanced work performance. In the workplace, EQ is often the unspoken superpower that sets top performers apart. Here's how it helps. Increased productivity. When you can manage your emotions, you're less likely to get stuck in frustration or burnout. High EQ keeps you focused and adaptable, even when challenges arise. Better teamwork. Imagine working on a team where everyone respects and understands each other's perspectives. High EQ fosters collaboration, reduces misunderstandings, and creates a more harmonious work environment. Leadership skills. Great leaders inspire, not intimidate. They use EQ to read the room, motivate their teams, and handle tough conversations with grace. It's why people often follow emotionally intelligent leaders not out of obligation, but out of loyalty. Number 3. Better mental and emotional health. Emotions can feel like an unpredictable storm. High EQ is your anchor, helping you weather life's challenges with resilience and clarity. Here's what it can do for your well-being. Reduced stress. When you can regulate your emotions, stress doesn't consume you. High EQ helps you stay calm in the face of deadlines, disagreements, or unexpected setbacks. Lower anxiety and depression. By understanding and managing your emotions, you're less likely to spiral into overwhelming negative feelings. You gain tools to process your emotions rather than being controlled by them. Greater resilience. Life will throw curveballs. High EQ helps you bounce back, turning setbacks into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. In short, emotional intelligence is like a Swiss Army knife for life's challenges. It equips you with the tools to build deeper relationships, excel at work, and maintain emotional balance. Understanding your emotions. Emotions can feel like the weather, sometimes sunny and light, other times stormy and intense. But what if you could be the meteorologist of your inner world, predicting and navigating these emotional shifts with clarity? The first step to building emotional intelligence, EQ, is understanding your emotions. Recognize and identify your emotions. Every emotion leaves a footprint, not just in your mind but also in your body and behavior. Recognizing these signs is like tuning in to an inner frequency you've always had access to but rarely noticed. Here's how to start. Pay attention to physical sensations. Your body often knows what you're feeling before your mind does. A tight chest might signal anxiety, while a clenched jaw could mean anger. Learn to notice these cues. They're your emotional early warning system. Connect emotions to thoughts and behaviors. For example, if you snap at a colleague, pause and ask yourself, what was I feeling just before that? Frustrated? Overwhelmed? Understanding the link between emotions and actions is key to breaking unhelpful patterns. Name the emotion. Sometimes just labeling what you're feeling, I'm feeling disappointed or I'm feeling proud, can reduce its intensity and give you a sense of control. Explore the root cause of your emotions. Emotions don't arise out of nowhere. They're often triggered by events, beliefs, or past experiences. To fully understand them, you need to dig a little deeper. Identify triggers. Think of triggers as the spark that lights the emotional fire. For example, criticism might instantly make you defensive. Reflect on what situations consistently provoke strong reactions in you. Uncover beliefs. Often, emotions are tied to deeply held beliefs. If you feel angry when overlooked at work, it might be tied to a belief like, I'm not being valued. Examining these beliefs can help you reframe your perspective. Acknowledge past experiences. Sometimes, current emotions are echoes of past ones. If certain situations evoke unusually strong feelings, ask yourself, is this reminding me of something from my past? Practice self-regulation. Once you've identified and understood your emotions, the next step is managing them in healthy, constructive ways. Self-regulation doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means channeling them effectively. Here's how. Pause before reacting. When emotions flare, take a deep breath or count to 5 before responding. This small pause can be the difference between reacting impulsively and responding thoughtfully. Develop coping techniques. Different emotions call for different tools. Deep breathing or mindfulness exercises can calm anxiety, while journaling can help you process sadness or frustration. Express emotions healthily. Find constructive outlets for your feelings. Talk to a friend, go for a walk, or create something. Bottling emotions up often leads to bigger explosions later. Understanding your emotions is like learning a new language. At first, it feels awkward and slow, but over time, it becomes second nature. Once you can identify, explore, and manage your feelings, you're well on your way to emotional mastery. Developing your emotional intelligence. You wouldn't expect to build muscle by reading about exercise. You'd need to hit the gym. Emotional intelligence works the same way. It's a skill you develop through practice, self-reflection, and interaction. Here's your guide to building and strengthening your EQ. Number 1. Cultivate self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. To understand others, you first need to understand yourself. Here are some practical ways to deepen this skill. Introspection. Regularly set aside time to reflect. Ask yourself questions like, what emotions have I been feeling? What triggered them? Journaling can be an excellent tool for this. Mindfulness exercises. Mindfulness teaches you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Even a few minutes of focused breathing or meditation each day can sharpen your awareness. Seek feedback. Sometimes others see things about us that we miss. Ask trusted friends or colleagues for honest feedback about how you come across emotionally. Number 2. Practice active listening and empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share someone else's feelings. It's not about fixing their problem, but about being fully present. Here's how to build it. Active listening. When someone speaks, focus entirely on them. Resist the urge to plan your response while they're talking. Nod, paraphrase, or ask clarifying questions to show you're engaged. Imagine their perspective. When a friend vents about a bad day, try to put yourself in their shoes. What would it feel like to be in their position? This simple shift can transform how you relate to others. Validate emotions. Sometimes the best response is acknowledging how someone feels. Saying, I can see why you'd feel that way, goes a long way in building trust and connection. Number 3. Engage in social interactions. Building strong social skills requires stepping outside your comfort zone. The more you practice navigating interactions, the more natural it becomes. Initiate conversations. Strike up a chat with a coworker or introduce yourself at a social event. Even small interactions build confidence over time. Observe and adapt. Pay attention to how others respond to your words and actions. Adjust your tone or approach as needed. This adaptability is a hallmark of high EQ. Strengthen relationships. Make an effort to deepen connections by showing genuine interest and care. A quick check-in or a heartfelt compliment can make someone's day and strengthen your bond. Number 4. Build resilience through emotional regulation. Developing EQ also means knowing how to keep your emotions from derailing you. This takes practice and intentionality. Use positive self-talk. Replace self-critical thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of, I'll never get this right, try, this is a chance to grow. Practice gratitude. Regularly reflecting on what you're grateful for shifts your mindset and improves emotional balance. Find healthy outlets. Exercise, hobbies, or spending time in nature can help you release pent-up emotions in constructive ways. Putting EQ into practice. Building emotional intelligence is like learning to drive. You practice the skills, but the real challenge comes when you hit the road. Applying EQ in everyday situations turns theory into transformation. Here's how to make it part of your personal and professional life. Number 1. Navigate challenging situations with grace. Life will test your emotional skills, especially when tensions run high. EQ helps you steer through these moments with understanding and composure. In conflicts. Let's say a heated argument starts brewing. Instead of reacting defensively, pause and acknowledge the other person's feelings. I see you're upset. Can we talk this through? This diffuses tension and opens the door for resolution. In stressful moments. When facing a tight deadline or a tough decision, regulate your emotions by focusing on solutions rather than problems. Take deep breaths, prioritize tasks, and tackle challenges one step at a time. With criticism. Hearing feedback can sting, but high EQ allows you to view it as an opportunity to grow. Respond with curiosity instead of defensiveness. Thanks for sharing that. Can you help me understand how I can improve? Number 2. Build strong teams and foster positive work environments. EQ isn't just a personal asset, it's a team player. Here's how to bring it into your professional sphere. Lead with empathy. As a leader or team member, take the time to understand what motivates your colleagues. Ask open-ended questions like, "What's been challenging for you lately?" to show you care about their experience. Encourage collaboration. Use your social skills to bridge gaps between team members. For instance, if two colleagues aren't seeing eye to eye, facilitate a conversation where both feel heard. Create a supportive atmosphere. High EQ leaders set the tone for their teams. By modeling calmness, positivity, and respect, you create an environment where everyone can thrive. Number 3. Improve personal relationships and build meaningful connections. Your personal life is fertile ground for EQ to shine. By practicing emotional awareness and empathy, you can deepen relationships and resolve conflicts more effectively. Strengthen bonds. Share your feelings openly and encourage loved ones to do the same. When someone shares a vulnerable moment, respond with empathy rather than judgment. Handle emotional baggage. If a past disagreement is clouding a relationship, use EQ to address it. Express your perspective calmly and invite the other person to share theirs. Celebrate wins together. Emotional intelligence isn't just for solving problems. It's for amplifying joy. Recognize and celebrate your loved one's successes, big or small, to reinforce positive connections. Number 4. Turn everyday interactions into EQ practice. Even small, seemingly insignificant moments are opportunities to flex your EQ muscles. At the grocery store, practice patience with a slow cashier. Instead of frustration, think, "They might be having a tough day. How can I make this easier?" In traffic, instead of fuming at the car that cuts you off, try reframing your thoughts. Maybe they're rushing for an emergency. With strangers, offer a kind word or smile to someone who looks down. You never know how far a little empathy can go. Emotional intelligence isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Each time you choose to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, you're strengthening your EQ muscles. Over time, these small practices accumulate into big transformations. Thank you for watching, and if you learned something new, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to share your views in comments box.